Roxy's called herself Dinkai.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that actually confused me a lot.
That was legit.
This is why I don't let. This is why I actually in the Discord stopped the ability for people to change other people's names.
Which reminds me, Dean isn't. He's not been promoted to a player character in the Discord.
He should. He
I
must
can't
have
do it.
unpromoted himself in the ancient days.
Oh.
Anyway, hey, welcome to the show.
Oh,
The show that is not made of shit. So you managed to go back to the camp after saving the tabaxi from being attacked by frogs. I didn't know frogs were an enemy of cats, but I guess they are. And you get back to the camp to sort of rest in the night. The white marbles of this little village here capture light quite beautifully. And the tree itself. The fire that you have from a safe distance away from the tree, like it actually shines in the white leaves of the tree. They're kind of got a very silky gossamer look to them that captures the light quite beautifully. You imagine if this tree was in finest condition, it would be a breathtaking sight. Quite now. Well, now it's breathtaking just because of how damaged it looks. You know. Anything any of you guys want to do while you're camping?
I would study the tree. I want to see all the possible ways that we could restore this tree.
Do you ask Jack that?
Yeah.
He'll say.
And I would inspect it personally as well. I would.
You can give me a
look around.
nature roll.
Sure. Ah, jeez.
It's a bit beyond you. But Jack will explain. Well, it's less important than you getting Soulmender into Gil'win's hands, but I have been spending, what an odd 20 years thinking about a way to fix the island. And I have an idea. There's an item of magical portents called the Wand of Borogon. Borogon's some giant, leader of giant peoples, and his castle, his kingdom, is under the water in the areas around this island. The exact location is beyond me. I can't see beyond the island's edges, but I know it is in this region of the sea. Now, if you could find the Wand of Borogon, it is meant to be a wand that had the power to repair and raise islands from the water. I believe that would be a way to repair the damage that's been done to this place.
I'd rather like to do that. I appreciate beauty.
Well, then you've found the right place.
Absolutely.
Certainly sounds like an adventure. I mean, I'm going under the sea. That is not something you get to experience every day, as it were.
That depends on who you are.
Fair point. I imagine that mermaid in that painting probably got to go underwater every day. Now, wouldn't that be an experience?
Gil'win, I don't mean to take away from, your own internal conflict and struggles going on right now, but what do you think Jack meant when he said about me being full of light? I mean, I get that I'm a sun elf and we have some power, but, it's a little bit off-putting when he puts it like that and says that I turn away from it. I understand I'm not religious, but I mean, really, it is just uncomfortable,
Yeah, I bet.
And Dira's kind of feeling at the tree, and she goes, "You're also beautiful." Like, doesn't even look at him.
Oh, well.
Knight just grins at him, like it gives him a knowing look.
Well, it's not nice when someone says something to you like they know something you don't. My guess is he knows he can sense the light in you, or the goodness, I suppose, and he maybe feels that you're hiding yourself from that. I don't know.
That's deep, Gil'win, it really makes me think about the horrific slaughter I visited upon those harpies earlier today. Maybe it wasn't necessary to be quite so violent, but you see, I was a little ticked off. But I do not think I am a good person, Gil. Maybe he saw, but a reflection of my surroundings.
Sometimes the path that one's life takes is not always pleasant. That does not detract from the goodness of a person.
Yeah, I think it's the beautiful thing. This island is a little bit, you know, about that.
Phil, I don't. Sorry.
No, by all means, Gil'win. You know Vale better. I'm sure you have a much better insight into who he is.
I was just gonna say some cheesy bollocks. Vel, I don't think you being violent has anything to do with you being a bad person. What's more violent than light? It cuts through everything it hits. It blasts away shadow. It makes everyone else feel good. I think you need to embrace that a little bit more.
You sound like my old teacher on Ormanator back at school. Maybe I will give this some thought. You know, I think I like your cheesy bollock skill.
Thanks.
I might be getting old, but that sounded quite strange.
No, it did not.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of a few rich folk in Tran who are rather taken with that, actually.
Young people.
Jack,
Yes.
do you have a sense of humor? Is that in your magical programming or whatever you want to call it?
I believe so.
Okay. So I've been thinking of a joke for a while, and I think you might like it. I've been looking for my mum's treasure for quite a while, and I've been looking for a phrase to best exemplify how it feels. And today, with this new, I guess, trial that we're going to be going on with these appendages of the statue, it feels, I don't know, maybe we're at arm's length the whole time.
Jack, like, reels back with laughter that is very creepy. This, like, laughing scarecrow. It's even creepier because there's, like, no glow of magic or anything. He just, like, jangles and moves, and the voice just kind of emanates, you know?
As Jack's laughing, I'll, like, turn to Vale and just shrug and be like, okay.
Oh, it was good. I liked it.
You very much are your mother's son.
Yeah, she was funny.
Who she was.
You guys would have really liked her.
Well, I imagine I would not have been able to hold a conversation with her like I can with you, no?
She would hold it for the both of you.
I'm sorry, Gil'win. This is your mother we are talking about. I must get my mind up the gutter. Now, what happened to all that whiskey?
Right, yeah. Indira, sorry.
Aye.
Sorry. Would you like a drink?
Aye.
Okay, Vale go pour a drink. I'll go pour night one.
Thank you, Gil'win.
Pour it, set out in a circle around the campfire.
Jack, do you soak it in? Should I pour it onto you? Should I pour it into the ground?
Don't waste good alcohol pouring it onto some old pieces of magically enchanted wood.
It's not good, it's shit. I developed a taste.
Well.
But so I did not want to ask this Indira because I thought it might sound a bit questionable. But what exactly are you? I mean, you have rubies for eyes. I mean, Gil'win just seems to have let it go. But I'll be honest, you are very, very beautiful, but strange looking. You know, like.
Aye. No,
yeah.
you know, I'm not even quite certain myself. I mean, sparing you the details of my life story. My parents were killed at a young age, and I've been on the run on the seas most of my life, and I haven't gotten much of a chance to delve into what I really am. I do know that there's I'm exotic. That's what I'll say.
Certainly, yes. You do you have any memories of, say, caverns? Because I have heard tell of, they are rumors, myths of elves that live under the earth, and they have dark skin and white hair and red eyes like you.
Vail, darling, I have memories of a cell, of a dungeon.
Oh, well, that would
of a great palace that I could move about, but not freely.
Maybe would fit. It would be easier to know if Haven was here.
Yeah.
It might be that I can see the magical auras of all that lives, but I think it's quite clear that she's from the Fjordvelds. The Feywild, how most people say it.
Wow.
Land of nature.
Cool, I guess. So
It's quite
Around this
fortuitous.
tree.
That world has links to our very faith, to Gira herself and this tree.
So you're like a wood elf, sort of
I suppose.
exotic.
I don't know. I know that people fear me. I know that it was very hard to find employment on ships. I know that only the kindest and least prejudiced of people would allow me being a woman and what I am, even on their ships.
Or the most lecherous, no? Oh, that was bad joke. I know that one was bad. Gil, you don't need to say.
But accurate.
Well, yes, I have spent time with some pirates, so.
Well, I must say, my lady, you have quite a beautiful aura, although I don't exactly know what I am looking at.
You would be such a lovely masthead. Or perhaps you prefer the crow's nest, no?
Yeah,
That's quite a joke.
we don't have fields, so scarecrows are something that only humans built. So you were built by humans, no?
I was.
And how old are you?
Quite old, quite old. Not as old as the tree or the island itself. Not the first generations of people here who came to worship, but quite old. I wasn't made by Gil'win's mother, but I was tweaked by her. May have loosened up some of the joints, made the speech work a little bit more efficiently, things like that.
Give you your name, right?
Give me a name. Several hundred years, perhaps. I really don't know the truth of it. I've been patched up so many times.
Vel's gonna reach down, pick up his little cup.
And I say we have a toast and a rest.
To mothers, both present and absent, and friends lost and found.
Quite.
And to
Thanks.
beauty.
And you drink, and you head to bed. Probably do a little bit of a watch, but don't worry about it too much in a place like this. I mean, Jack probably doesn't sleep. He's right there.
He's just staring at Gil'win.
It's actually when, Indira would be the one who notices this, and Vale. When most of you start getting to sleep, he just kind of slumps back down. Like, before you guys got there.
Oh, that's interesting. How does Indira trance? So Vale like lays down on a bedroll and like.
Indira actually sleeps. Pretty sure.
You don't technically sleep the same way as a mortal do, but you sleep much closer to Indira. Like, why would you wouldn't notice any difference? You don't give a shit. You just sleep less is all you think, and you wake up sometimes before danger. It's very much how your kind of people do the
Just
trance.
lie down, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. On her belly, I think.
It's the best way to sleep.
It's the way I sleep.
Yeah. because we're the same person. So, you sleep through the night and wake up to the sound of parrot song and bugs, as always, although the mosquitoes actually don't stray into this area, which is very blessed. And to some of the stray cats, like, poking at and scurrying away with, like, the scraps of food that you may have left behind on the fire. And the morning sun beaming and bringing warmth to all of you. Because in the night, it actually got quite cold. It's very much one of those islands where, like, the sun brings a lot of heat, but when it's absent, it gets not unbearably cold without winter gear, but, you know, quite unpleasantly cold anyway.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan for the day?
Well,
Oh,
All right, so
like Gil'win and Vail both start, and then Indira's just like, right.
exactly. The frogs. I say we start there.
Oh, that's
You
just-
also have a connection to merfolk. I could see if there are any about that could perhaps locate this wand for us, while we are out following the frogs, which are that way. And then she, like, kind of draws with her finger in the ground, like, and their tracks look like this.
They do not exactly seem the most dangerous of folk. They seemed very easily frightened.
And dumb.
Yes, and they didn't really do anything to me even when I was in that net. They were more, I think, more curious than anything else. They could have quite easily skewered me at any point, or tried, but
I just think that if we don't go for that arm first, we risk them losing it or breaking it or moving it to a place where we're not going to know.
it is also entirely likely that they do not realize the value of the arm, in which case it might be relatively easy to obtain.
Quite. I could also maybe trade some fish. We could catch some bugs on the way. What if frogs eat?
Well, normal frogs certainly eat flies and the like. I
Right.
don't know if that would sustain such
But
comparatively
frogs
large
of this
creatures.
size.
Yes.
Guy,
You have fish in my pack. We could maybe barter.
Well, let's just hope that there aren't commensurately sized mosquitoes on this island that they live on.
Aye.
ooh, that would be cool.
I agree with going for the frog people. I, for one, am not keen to step into another set of tunnels.
I think it's important, guys, that we try to preserve as much as we can. And when I say
Agreed.
preserve Vail, I mean don't kill Vail.
Wait.
As best
no
we can.
killing.
As best we can.
I hadn't really intended to hurt the little blighters. You know, they seemed rather defenseless and not like that much of a challenge either. You know, and if I'm honest, they are a little bit cute. I do not wish to cleave any of them in half horribly or watch them try to hold in their innards. You know, different from the harpies.
Wow, yeah, I can see that light shining brighter already. And Indira, I don't mean as a rule, absolutely
right.
do not.
If one of you is in danger, I'm not
Kill
going to
away.
hesitate to smush a frog.
You would risk yourself in battle to save me.
It's no risk.
Well, I don't know. I mean, imagine like 200 of those little guys.
Yeah, not scared. Should we go?
Wow.
That
Yeah,
that is foolhardy.
Hmm.
I mean, imagine 200 rocks flying at your face.
So pretty, so much to learn.
Jack, would you mind keeping an eye on these paintings for us, please?
Very well. I mean, I can't see them, but if you tell me where they are, I'll tell you if anything gets near them.
Yes, if anyone tries to touch them, give them the old 1-2, eh?
And have a
Give them
think.
The old 1-2.
Yeah.
And have a think about if you'd like to join us on the ship. And where. you'd like to be on the ship?
I think subjecting Jack to sea spray day in and day out might be a little bit harsh, actually.
He would make such
Get
an
all
interesting
kinds of
combination.
protection spells for him. He can stay in my cabin or your cabin until we've got a protective spell for him. No problem.
Okay.
So, considering you did the research beforehand, Indira, this is a survival roll with advantage to head into the swamps.
That one on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. I am also going to use Danger Sense.
That
case
is
this is a
passive,
natty
remember?
one. Oh, it's passive?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought that it was something I had to use. All right, cool.
Yeah, Danger Sense, just you got to remember what
It's like
Danger
Spidey
Sense
sense.
does
Totally.
is it
Totally.
gives you advantage on saves when you can see them. So if I say, make a deck save because there's a rolling boulder.
Yeah, I should have used
You
that
have
on
yeah, it's just something to remember.
the hail.
It's paladins and stuff have the I actually sense
Right.
monsters,
Right. Totally. I just thought that maybe if there were like bubbling swamps or something and something was going to come at me, I would like to have the extra dex to get out of there. But if it's passive, then I will keep that in mind. Oh, golly.
So, going back towards the swamps, you basically retrace the steps that led to where Knight was captured by the frogs. But the thing is that the very design of this swamp, the very unnatural nature of it, the water is sort of flowing with a tide. There's no remnants of the footprints of the frogs left that you can even, see. So you have to kind of blindly search for a little while, trying to find something to catch the trail again. But this is a vast swamp, and it doesn't even have the trappings of a traditional swamp. And even then, it doesn't have the trappings of a rainforest, considering how sunken and flooded it is. It's very difficult to get around, especially when you have to worry about piranhas in the water and mosquitoes. And yeah, some of those mosquitoes are real big. So, searching for several hours, you get no leads. And you just find yourselves deep in the heart of the swamp.
Well, I do know that we need to go this direction.
Now, you said that before. Are you sure? Because we have been wandering around for hours now, and I will be honest with you, this island does not look like it is hours and hours wide. Before long, we will be at another shore.
I would also point out that knowing the direction is excellent, and by all means, but it is very easy when moving among trees to, because you have to dodge slightly around trees and such like, it is very easy to lose your path. You can turn without realizing it. I fear that might be what's...
Well, I do have a lucky compass, so I'm going to go ahead and bust that sucker out, and we'll follow it.
Wait, you had a compass?
Yeah.
Why have you not been using it all this time?
We haven't needed it.
Well, that is not what our current
We were looking for tracks.
Well, did we find any?
Sure didn't, so now we're going to rely on direction. Taps the compass.
So you just want to head north?
The direction that the frogmen went in.
Give me a survival roll with advantage again.
Okay.
With guidance, which means you get to add a d4.
Night, when you start looking at the compass, Night just comes over, like basically taps you on the shoulder and says, "I am sure you will find it this time." I have to be careful because I carry on almost unconsciously putting a bit of a Vail accent on Night. I've got to be careful not to.
It's because, Tabaxi, they sound like Khajiit, and Vail sounds like a
Exactly, this is the
Khajiit.
problem.
Well, I got a 22 this time. So.
Yeah, that's much
Roll
better.
that d4.
Yeah, you get to roll
Roll
add
it anyway?
d4. Yeah,
Okay.
no, you get to add
it
it
can't
anyway.
hurt.
Yeah, it only makes it better. Because remember, you're level 5. Sometimes a 22 ain't good enough. But it is. You continue making your way. Now, just trying to remember the direction they went, and then keeping track of where you've been since.
And keeping my eye on the ground to try and pick up the trail.
And being careful and trying to keep your eye on the trail and making sure you don't get attacked by any nasty beasties. There's actually quite a lot of interesting life in this swamp when you wander around. There's giant snails with bright coloured shells. There's giant birds that are just way too big. A lot of the plant and animal life here is just big, and anything that isn't big is very colourful and very decadent and overly
Beautiful.
pretty. Yeah. There's beautiful, exactly. It's almost like beauty has come to rest here. You do...
Hey, I get it. That's the name of the show. Oh, wait, no.
Wait a minute. Oh, you gave away your dum-dum.
I was memeing. It was maximum meme.
Sure.
That was 120%
That's the
over
excuse.
meme.
Yeah. You end up... You don't actually take up the trail of the frogmen that you were chasing, but you do see signs of civilization. Not civilization any of you would be used to, but, you know, little burnt torches, little almost like ribbons tied around trees that maybe have been used for guiding, and you follow them towards a... eventually you come to see, in the heart of this swamp, a village. A very different village to the one you found. It's got these wooden buildings that are kept up on struts away from the worst of the water, all around a mound. And the mound has these stone, almost sigils around it that have these symbols carved into it that are kind of like hieroglyphics, and have these little, almost little images on each one. And there's a wooden stone structure that raises up from it, and a hole beneath it. And on top of that structure, it goes up quite a way, like 30 feet, is a marble hand, marble arm. At the very top. Now you can actually see more of those frog people in this village. Quite a lot of them, actually. At a glance, maybe around 10 or so. Kind of going about their lives, you know, one of them is bringing in like a net full of fish and then gets barked at because it seems maybe there must not be enough fish, you know. They're very aggressive creatures that kind of yap at each other and like push each other around and stuff.
So for clarification,
cranky.
how big is this? Is the arm?
The arm would fit the statue, which is kind of like, you know, a large size statue, you know. So the arm, you would have to hold it in both hands.
But it's not like completely
it is a dual wield improvised weapon that deals a D8 of damage.
Would I be able to Misty Step in and then Misty Step back out with it?
You would have to go up to the middle of the town, like, because it's a 30 feet up, 30 feet up. You would have to walk in first. You wouldn't be able to Misty Step from here up to there.
Okay.
So I would say, judging by this, we have three options of recourse, but one of them is probably off the table. We could either walk right in and attempt to negotiate with them, or one of us could try and sneak in and remove the arm and return here.
The arm is very much in the center of this village, by the way.
Indira made a very good job earlier of distracting them, and I was able to sneak around behind them. It's worked before. I see no reason why it wouldn't work again.
That's as may be, but then you do risk bringing an entire village down on someone, on her, and they might not. I mean, they were easy enough in small number, but I'm slightly worried that they might interpret our actions as aggressive. And
yeah, I'm not scared of that. I'm scared of genocide.
yes, if we are trying to be peaceful here, then attempting to negotiate them might be the better option.
I will point out, especially considering you have had the most time with the frogs, they don't seem to speak or understand common.
Yeah. This knight pulls a card and says, I would probably err on the side of sneaking in and back out, but because I do not know if we can communicate with them.
What if... No, listen, it may sound... What if we just walk in like we own the place? And if any of them look at us and bother us, we just... You'll see what they're doing down there. We just snap at them. We go... "Rrr," And they go, oh, whoa, he speaks my language. I won't mess with him. We stroll in all the way up. We take the arm and we stroll out. No problem.
Perhaps, say, 2 or 3 of us can do that, and 1 or 2 of us can go in more carefully, just in case something untoward would happen.
I vote for Loud and Proud. However, and she reaches into like her bag and grabs out the fish within. A trade, a bargain. It's easy enough to point between one thing and another. You don't need tongue for that.
It is not a bad idea, no. So we are thinking 2 points to attack from? By attack, I mean advance, negotiate.
Yes.
Sneak.
Yes, I mean, Erevel,
Proceed.
you seemed rather excellent at climbing and moving quietly. I could provide the blessings of my goddess for you. You could sneak in, and if negotiations fail, then you could make off with the arm while they are distracted.
You can count on me.
Well,
Vail, what do you think?
You mean Gil'win?
Sorry, Gil. Golly.
They're
No,
always
I get it.
together.
I get it. It's because he called you Indara the other day. It's
So
it's
rude.
Good revenge, you know.
Humans. Never remember anyone's names.
Ollie, would I know if they actually are speaking a language or they're just grunting?
It seems like they're speaking a language. It's a
Okay.
very froggy language.
All right.
The language.
I'll go into my little satchel of reagents and rub. What is it again?
Charcoal, I think.
I don't think it's Jack.
Pinch of soot and salt on my ears, and be like, well, maybe I can at least understand what they're saying.
And cast comprehend languages.
Yes, and cast
Magic that
comprehend.
does that. Excellent. In that case, we can do this rather effectively. Vale, here, did the he's just going to tap you on the shoulder, blessing of the trickster. And then
Yes, juice me up. I don't feel any different.
Listen, if it goes terribly, toss me the arm.
Whoa.
I mean,
That
It's
could
a
go
soft
horribly wrong.
ground. It's a soft ground. It's not going to break. Worst case scenario, it'll be on the ground and I'll have to pick it up.
it'll be fine, Indira.
I'll be able to get out of there so quickly.
I got this, you know.
I believe in you.
Have faith.
I have so much faith.
Oh, okay, good. Just clearing that one up, yeah.
I just also really like backup plans.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's good. So I'll throw it to you if I'm in trouble.
Right.
Or maybe crush any ground that get in my way with the huge marble arm.
Perhaps also that.
Maybe.
But in the interest
That's-
of
Yes, that's like
preservation.
Plan C. Yeah.
All right. Vale, give me a stealth roll.
What
with
is?
advantage.
You have advantage.
Oh,
Blessing
baby.
of the trickster
gives
gives advantage.
which is just neat, you know. And the rest of you start going up to the Bullywog village. Immediately one of them will notice you. One is being barked at by. You could assume this one's in charge. They're quite a bit more portly than the others. Has a pretty expansive clothing and like pointing with a stick at one, but like not getting up because it's kind of like sat in a seat. And others will kind of like it's being told off from that one and will sort of slink away and then see you. And Gil, you hear the rest of you just hear the continued froggish barks and the rest, and it was like, humans, there's humans, and kind of like looks back and starts like making a lot of noise.
I have an armful of dead fish, by the way.
Yeah, and Knight's immediately going to step forward and say, even though he can't understand, just do not panic. We have come to trade. We have all this wonderful food.
I'll allow you a persuasion with disadvantage,
She Vanna
I have Eagle Splendor, which counteracts.
which counters out. Which is a good play because you don't speak the language.
Nope.
Gotta speak with the language of love. Shit, you're not good at that. They, the bullywug runs away to the rest of the sort of tribe and is, barking. And at this point, you know, like you see the frogs coming out of little huts and looking around. Some of them getting like bows out and stuff. They're not immediately fighting you, considering you're not like immediately fighting them, but they're clearly getting ready for a fight.
Indira puts one hand up.
Yeah,
and, like,
Knight's
looks
definitely
down
got
at
his
her
hands up and is sort of clearly like, don't want to fight, sort of thing. Gil'win, you are able to understand them. Does that go both ways? Can they understand you?
No. But they did call us all humans, which I thought was quite funny.
Presumably they think, I would imagine they think anything that is not them are humans. Perhaps that's
Yes.
No. At any rate, let us move cautiously and see. I assume that in circumstances when strangers invade or come to your village, they will probably call out a leader of some kind. Let us wait for.
It's actually funny. It's just as you're saying that the big one, who is no taller than the others, just wider, says and calls out, "It's like, we're not attacking us, so maybe they are here under peace. Maybe that's advantageous. Maybe we could use them. One of you gather them, bring them before me." And two of them will.
They know we're here on peace. They think they can use us.
Indira kind of does the crouch, walk carefully a couple steps at a time thing with a hand up and is just approaching.
Very much the ones that like come to get you, they have like a weapon in the other hand and they're like kind of ushering you, but of course to you two it's just like so you don't get shit. And will guide you in front of the lead of the frogs, who kind of looks over a lot of you and like its tongue goes and catches a mosquito. Oh, swallows it with eyes.
Yeah, Knight does. Seeing this, Knight just whispers to Indira, "So they do eat mosquitoes after all."
Good thing fish attract bugs.
And you just hear with the comprehend languages and be like, "So they cannot understand us, so we must make it clear that they can have use to us." Now at this point, Vail, what are you doing? It's clear that like it has the entire village's attention, and the chief's building is actually like you had to go all across the tribe's village to get to the chief's building. So like all the attention is away from the structure in the middle.
Vale's just going to slink up using the huts for cover, and then casually make his way up there.
Give me acrobatics. Because it's a very rickety wooden structure. The purpose is a little weird. The ricketiness of it definitely makes you slow down. Then when you look down, Vale, there's a pit under it, which you could see from afar, but like it's just a deep, dark pit. It's like seems strange that they got this up here and whatnot. I do need to give you need to give me a dex save, please. Easy peasy. So it's one of those things that was for like whether you'd fall off and also how much noise you'd make, because you know that's sort of a different thing from like conscious stealth when you're climbing up a very rickety, not very well built, like lean-to wooden structure. You can get to the top of it, and let's see what happens over here.
Now this arm, what's it resting on?
More of the wood.
Okay, can't see any triggers, traps.
It's too... There's nothing... They wouldn't be able to put a trigger into it.
Cool. Let's give that boy a sling over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the easiest way out of the village?
You could try and jump to the trees from like the top of the huts. That would be a long jump, but you have really good acrobatics, or you could just sneak back down.
I'll just sneak back down.
As you're sneaking down, and it's actually... Hey, why don't you give me a perception check, Vale? You're sneaking down, and at some point you look down in the pit, and you see 3 giant eyes staring back at you. And it knows you're, like, the eyes are watching you. And whatever that creature is, starts lumbering out of the pit. A huge creature that looks almost like a troll and a frog have had a baby. Instead of arms are just 4 long tentacles that kind of like slough onto each side of the circle and lumber its whole giant body out of the hole, and it just its tongue kind of lolls out and it just roars at you, Vale, and the roar, like the hot breath and the saliva just spray at you. And you guys over there, you're not any far, you're like 15 feet away, so you maybe don't see that happening because you're like talking to this big frog dude. But the giant frog creature demon, you very much hear it. Very much hear it.
Dira would immediately step so that she's covering the pillar, like covering line of sight from the big frog in charge, the head bitch in charge. Like she would stand so that her stature blocks the pillar from view.
Oh, so it can't see that you've taken the arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you see Vale running around the corner. Gil'win!
Is this a run? I need you to give me an athletics check, Mr. Vale. And Gil, you hear it. It's like they've angered our Lord, our God. They've angered it.
We've angered the God.
Vale, you run. I imagine that you run in like a circle because it's just like legs go, and the giant creature in a very like horror movie style is just like lumbering and not even moving very fast, but it's just covering a lot of ground and will actually.
I'm hearing cartoon running.
Its tongue will whip out of its mouth, and its tongue kind of spreads into 4 as it does, and grabs you and wraps around you, Vale, and just lurches you into its mouth. You are going to take... 17 piercing damage.
Holy shit.
And as you hear maybe Vale yelp for help, you see him be swallowed into the belly of the beast.
I mean, I'm sort of questioning whether you can uncanny dodge having a tongue round you.
You can uncanny dodge the damage. You can try and pull away from the teeth as it crunches down.
I realise, like, mechanically you can, but it just, like, roleplay-wise, it seems a bit strange to me.
It's like when the jaw clamps down. Instead of it clamping down on, like, his neck,
it's like
clamps down on, like, a shoulder.
Yeah,
he just so happens to move, that sort of thing.
And you get swallowed into the creature. And then, it seems a whole lot less angry. And all of the bullywogs in the village are just staring at it. And it burps. And starts lumbering back into the hole.
Knight just holds up, just goes, I think we should probably recover from him in there.
Oh my god.
I'll try to distract them with fish. You guys go save him.
Yeah.
Fish! I've got fish.
Fish!
Yes.
Fish!
I'll go.
Fish! Give me a... It's not even a deception, it's a persuasion. You could take deception if you wanted, whichever's better for you, Indira.
Okay. They are even.
Sometimes
So
things
let's
just go
go with
exactly to plan.
Oh.
And, Vale, Gil and Knight, do you jump into the hole?
Yeah, I've already like gone after.
Yeah,
Yay.
I have that. which I know we're not in a combat situation.
Exactly, it just means you dash down there
get a
before.
head start.
And
yeah.
you follow down into the pit where the giant frog creature has brung down Vail. You might even hear the muffled the muffled noise of Vail and the constant burping of flatulence of the giant creature. And that's where we're going to end tonight. I don't know if I told you, Doxy. This show like always ends on a cliffhanger.
It hurts.
Worst feeling, yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
didn't we have fun today?
It was good. It was good. I liked today.
So D&D.
So D&D, very, very much classic D&D. Why don't we start our circle of shame, as always, with the man on the right. Neil, who are you? How are you? What do you have to say for yourself?
Hi, I'm Neil. You can find me at Naghai_ on Twitter or at Naghai on Discord in the False Pretenses Discord, which you should join. Link down below. I got bored.
You're
Thank
not
you.
wrong. Dean, get us away from that topic.
Oh God, you asking Dean to get us away
I
from
feel like
the
I should
highly-
also say you can find me earlier on a Wednesday on twitch.tv/DaleRick, who is the other half of False Pretenses.
Yes.
Where I'm in a Witcher game and I play a meaty boy called Talabast.
Yeah. Dean.
Hello, I'm Dean. Put a cut on the end. You've got Dean Cutty. No space. I see people use space, Foxy, and they.
Yeah, but you fell for it.
That's true. I did.
I didn't send that.
Dean
Also,
Cutty
your
on-
username in Zoom is not currently Dean Cuddy.
Yeah, that's true. What
It is
right now?
very rude.
Oh, okay.
That's all
Well,
it
we can't
is.
say it on this stream.
No,
then.
too rude.
Yeah, Dean Cutty on any website, you'll find me. I make comedy retro reviews on my channel, Dean Cutty, because I'm very original. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything going on right now.
Your reviews are pretty good, to be fair. That's pretty much it, he says. Check out his music on Bandcamp.
It's real good.
He's a very talented boy, and we're happy to have him.
He's an
Dean is a rock
IRL.
star. Straight up.
He's an IRL bard.
Yeah, which is why Gil'win
Totally.
is the perfect character, because it's just like fantasy Dean.
The same way that Vail's just fancy Neil, clearly.
Ian, down there, who are you? How are you?
I am Ian, aka Arvine. At me on Discord if you want. I'm only here because I'm Ollie's friend. That's basically all it is. I'm on the Monday non-streamed game though, where I play Nia, a rather bitchy high elf blood mage who last session threatened to stick a rapier down Neil's character's throat. That seems to be a common interaction between our characters actually, threatening to kill each other.
Knight and Vale get along.
Knight and Vail are okay. Yeah, this is the one of the very few times where our characters get along.
Arvine and Tal got along at the end.
Yeah,
They definitely got along.
They got
Arvine
along
just,
at the end.
crushed on him so goddamn hard. It was
Oh, come on! You're the one who got fooled by an.
We don't discuss that here.
There are many old stories of these
Yeah.
two in games. If you like Neil and Ian and slightly like me, on Patreon for $5 a month, you get access to the off-stream game that these guys do. It's basically a podcast. It's more Jarviskjir. It's currently going on at the same time in a different place. It's real interesting.
That's $1 per person.
So you can ask either of us about Jarviskjir or anything like that. I mean, I think I must hold the record for most characters.
Yeah,
in
you hold the record for most characters.
Definitely.
Yes. Success.
Not that I'm counting, but it's just
No,
evident.
it's clear, yeah.
It's clear. You know what else is clear? The best gal, Doxy,
Well,
Hi.
by default.
by
Where's
default,
Glad?
yeah.
Best gal.
By default, but no less a prestigious award.
Hi, I'm Doxy. I'm a disgusting human being. You will not love it if you go to twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY or youtube.com/ZER0DOXY or twitter.com/ZERO.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the punchline.
I'm gross. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
This is classic.
I was
There
gonna
we go.
say
I'm
you
waiting.
fought on stream at least like 8 times. Like
I was like, I was told this is gag. Why isn't it happening? I'm waiting for it.
And there's me, there's Ollie. If you like this show, there's more. There is a Sunday Jarviskjir game at midnight GMT, which is set in the north. And
It's not as good though.
You hear that, Tesh and Will, who are the 2 people who actually watched this from that party?
I love you really, and I love watching that stream. Don't worry. And I wish I could play in that stream. Damn it!
It's just too late for
it's too
sensible
late for me.
boys like you. Sensible boys like me, unsensible, get to play that game. And like I said, there is another game on Patreon. If this show is supported by Patreon, there is behind the scenes of the art I do, of the shows I do, homebrew I do, all the things, lots of Jarviskjir, other worlds, maybe. Do you like Jarviskjir? Well, there is now an Olliverse wiki that is very bare bones, very nearly empty. If you like the stuff I do and want to help add to it, I don't actually have enough time in the day to add all the things I would want to add. NPCs, characters, plot, everything I want on there eventually, but I don't have enough. So if you're a member of the community and you want to do that, let me know. I can approve you as an editor and you can start editing things. Also, I'm playing Spyro on the channel. I'm very busy at the moment, so I don't know when I'll be able to do it, but check the Discord, I'll tell you when I'm playing Spyro. This show is back next week, and I think that's everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
I think you also need to go onto Discord and check out Ollie's showroom and see the beautiful art of Aaron
Yes, I
Gil'win
painted
and
Vail recently, that's true. I painted Vail
It's
recently.
Beautiful.
Check my
seen
Twitter
it,
for
Nick?
that.
Have
He
you
is
seen
a
it?
handsome
You
boy. He's grown up. He's a handsome boy.
But before we leave,
Yeah.
I would like to introduce a new segment in the post-game show.
Oh no.
Oh.
Your last segment was pretty good.
That, you know, I've just come up with a name now. It's nothing special. It's called Wholesome Dean. And what we like to do here on this segment is, you know, just give a shout out, a nice little compliment to one of the players that we have here. And it feels fitting this week since Doxy's little plug was so, you know, self-deprecating, that I think it's worth taking the time to say that she is a lovely person and she's full of sunshine and rainbows. And go follow her on ZER0D. Thank you for watching Wholesome Dean.
Put your
Oh,
mouth
I like
on my
it.
mouth.
I like
And
that.
with that, we're gonna leave you now. We're gonna
Now
see you
you
next
feel
week.
hot.
All the VODs are on YouTube. If you're new, there is a lot of stuff to watch. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye, chat.
You're gonna
wanna
run
touch your
out of
butt.
shit real quick.